So we have arrived at the Spanish Steps. Again, very busy as you would fully expect. But they are beautiful, they really are. Also a very iconic part of Rome. Everyone's taking pictures by it. You can see the crowds. I don't think with my hip and back I will be climbing those, but and then part of the Spanish Square over here as well. What do you think? It looks nice. Yes. So you get everyone tucking into their new ice cream. So Cam went for a normal chocolate. Charlotte went for chocolate and vanilla, and she's very happy. So what did you go for?
Strawberry and banana.
Strawberry and banana, what a combination. Lovely. You see there's lots of flavours. Pretty much anything you can imagine. And it's proving very popular. Show me your face. Yay, chocolate face. So we stumbled upon a lovely little Italian restaurant just opposite the Vatican. It's a bit early, so it's a bit quiet, but the food looks amazing. But this is exactly what I was looking for when we came to Italy.
Daddy.
Yes, Charlotte, what do you want to say?
We didn't have a food yet.
We haven't had our food yet. I'll take a video of it when the food comes
Hi
out.
guys, I am a special restaurant, and I have been want Daddy, Dad, and Mommy. And I have water, and Mommy has Coke, and Daddy has Coke.
We're just finishing the bread.
Yep. And the basket is bread, and those have water, and those are eating all for bread. My brother, she eat it all. And look around. It looks super nice. A busy bike there. And you see over there. It's very special. And we didn't have food yet. And does have food there maker. And you see that man over there, and for him it's cooking. Bye! Subscribe and hit the button. Beep!
So the food's come out, so Joe's got a tomato pasta salad. Mummy's got a carrot and calzone. Charlotte has the biggest steak in the world. And you're going to finish it all, aren't you?
I don't think so.
And I've got a pasta bolognese, which looks and smells
Look at your
amazing. Right, well that was an amazing meal. That was so nice. Charlotte wasn't too keen on hers. As you can see, it's nearly all gone because Joe ate most of it for her. Teamwork. Right. Oh, see, there he is. Packing on. But no, that was absolutely amazing. When it came out, I thought, well, that's not very big, but you can see I couldn't finish it. And Carrot thoroughly enjoys our calzone. Yes, Charlotte?
And you watch the video, and just hit the button and subscribe.
That's it. Hit the button and subscribe. Thank you, Charlotte.
Sorry guys, please. More about him.
Inside the Vatican Museum is mental. So we're going up the escalator in the Vatican Museum. It's a very high one. Karen's not gonna like this. Get down, nice shot. going up really high. It is pandemonium here, it really is, so busy. So I'm not going to do much talking in here as we go through the Vatican Museum because it is a relatively quiet space. So I'm going to show a few of the artefacts they have on display in this particular section, as you can see.
So we need to get up.
Were they that short?
It's the story of their life, isn't it?
casa di più the next
a votare il Papa.
Oh, wait, it's not diagonal.
See?
Oh.
Hello everyone. So today was a really good day. My mobility was actually pretty good. Probably the best day of the holiday so far, in fact, which was so relieving. It's unreal. Today we've been really busy as well. We got the metro, got the bus, then we got the metro, and up to the Spanish Steps. Only a very short visit, just literally got there, quick video, a few pictures and the kids and things like that. And then we found a nice little ice cream shop just around the corner. I think it was one recommended by YouTuber Away with the Kids, so if it was, thank you for that. It was absolutely delicious. The kids thoroughly enjoyed it. And then we got back in the metro and we headed up into the Vatican City and went around the Vatican Museum. We booked it online with a company who gave us fast track, so we didn't have to queue to get in, which again was a blessing because it was. You'll see in the video, it's so busy in there. It's really busy, in fact. It's beautiful to have seen things like the Sistine Chapel. The organisation of moving people through the museum is sensational. We were going to try and walk around to St. Peter's Square, but it's getting a bit late in the day and the kids are getting a bit tired. So we picked up a couple of souvenirs for people, and we got the metro back down to the terminus. And instead of sweltering on the bus like we did the other night for 45 minutes, no seating, crammed in like sardines, we got an Uber. It was well worth it. It was 26 euros. I wish we'd done that the other night. It was money well spent. It really was. It's only about 9k's from the terminal to where we're staying. Traffic is really bad at this time of night. It's about 6:30ish. 7 o'clock now. So it is peak rush hour coming out of Rome. So it was well worth getting the Uber. Sat in air-conditioned luxury, nice and efficient, very straightforward. I don't think we're going back into Rome again this holiday, but if we did, we'll definitely Uber in and out. That is without question. Tomorrow we're having a bit more of a quiet day, our first rest day, which I'm really looking forward to. Spend a bit of time at the pool bar, use a bit of the facilities, things like the crazy golf, and I think there's tennis and trampolines and things like that. I did see online a video with segways. We might give that a go. I haven't seen anyone on them moving around, so maybe they're not doing it anymore, but I know they used to. So yeah, really good, really productive day. Fantastic mobility today, only a couple of stops just to take a breather. But yeah, I think this has been my favourite day so far. I've seen things that I've never seen before, experienced things that I've never done before as well. So I think it was a really good, successful day, and I am looking forward to our nice little quiet rest day tomorrow. So there won't be much on the video tomorrow, maybe a little bit of a tour around by the pool, that sort of thing, show the pool bar, and then we'll make a plan for what we're doing for lunch and dinner on site, on resort, and we'll go from there. But as always guys, thank you very much for watching. It's an enjoyable experience doing this. I say I'm not doing this for any other reason than trying to show the kids that no matter how hard things can be, it is well worth it, and to push and push and push, and if you think you can't do it, push a little bit more, because if you don't, you won't see the world. And I would rather look back in my life and say I've seen all these marvellous wonderful places than not seeing these marvellous wonderful places. Again, thank you for watching. So we are departing today. We've made our way down to the front of the hotel and just waiting for the taxi to come and pick us up. It is early, it's only 6 in the morning, and we had trouble getting a taxi or pre-booking a taxi for anything a little bit later, so we had to go for the earlier option. So we're going to be at the airport for a little bit longer than we probably want to be, but you know, despite back pain, sunburn pain from big guy over here, we're down here ready and waiting to hit the airport. So I'll see you back at the airport, guys. Bye. So we have arrived at the airport. We are very early. We had to get an earlier taxi because there was no availability. So we're about an hour earlier than we really need to be. We've got rid of the bags, which is good to get rid of them. We're just waiting about half an hour to go through security, and then a couple of hours until we can board the plane. Karen and Charlotte have gone off to get a few snacks and to get a cup of tea for me. So we'll see you when we get through the other side. Well, hello guys. We are back in England. We had a pretty okay journey home. So we got picked up from the resort about 6 o'clock in the morning by our own minivan, who kind of took us all the way to the airport. It was only about a 15-minute journey, not too far. We were very early for the flight. We couldn't get a later taxi, so we had to be there 2 hours beforehand. We were actually there about 3.5 hours beforehand. But it is what it is. We had no option really. The transportation, getting from the airport to the holiday resort. Hello Hobbs, the cat is here meowing, you can probably hear her. She's pleased we're home. Was about €55, and then going from the resort to the airport in the morning was a bit more because it was considered night time, because it was 6 a.m. That was about €70. And there's Hobbs, the cat. Hello Hobbs. So good girl. So our take on Rome, we had a really good time. It is a walking holiday. I was in a lot of pain. I took a lot of painkillers to try and get round. Used my stick in most places. Some places it was harder to use a stick, like Pompeii and places like that, because the where you're walking is so uneven and obviously very old. It made it very difficult to use the stick, because I was more worried about balance than I was actually walking. We had an amazing time. No matter the pain, no matter how difficult things were, we really enjoyed ourselves. I've seen things I've never seen before, from Trevi Fountain to Spanish Steps, Colosseum to the Vatican Museum, Sistine Chapel. You know, we did the big hitters. When you go to Rome, they're the things that you need to see, and we did all of those, as well as getting down to Pompeii and Mount Vesuvius. So it was an amazing holiday. I wish I felt better. I wish I was slightly more mobile. And if it was potentially, you know, a year ago, I would have been absolutely fine and no problems at all. But we're here in 2023, and we did as much as we could. We did the best that we could. In terms of the Fabulous Village, we really enjoyed it. It was a lovely place to stay. The on-site restaurant was amazing. It was beautiful food. I had a lasagna on our last night. You can see Hobbs' whiskers. Yeah, my baby. Good girl. So we can't fault it. It's reasonably cheap for what you get. We didn't want to be in the city. We didn't want to be in central Rome. We wanted to be our own personal space out in the countryside a little bit, and that's exactly what we got. The pool was busy, but it was nice. There's a lot of seating around it, and there's a little pool bar where you could get slightly more holiday camp food, like burgers and chicken and things like that, which was better for Charlotte. Now, the one thing we will point out is that they don't seem to do kids menus. So when you ask for a kids menu, it's like, no. And it's almost, get your tail out of camera, you. and it's almost that they don't have kids menus, so you buy a big portion, and Charlotte is quite a fussy eater. So she's getting these big plates of food come out in front of her, and she's a bit like, oh, I can't eat that. So she hasn't overly eaten that much apart from ice cream. She's eaten a lot of ice cream. She loved that very much so. So yeah, as I said, when we got to the airport, we were very early. We couldn't go through the gate or into the gate area up until 2.5 hours before we were due to depart. So we just found the bench and we sat down and chilled out. The time flew by. I think we were all pleased to have a little sit down and then relax. And when we went through to the gate, the one thing I will point out is that there's very little seating in there. And we went through very early, and we were lucky to get, we got 3 seats together. So Charlotte sat on Karen's lap. And within 10 minutes of us being there, it was standing room only. There were no seating available. As we went through to board the plane, as they called us around, the plane was a bit delayed. It actually came into land as we were outside waiting for it. So we had to wait outside for about 20 minutes, which was fine. One of the workers came over to make sure I was okay. It was a nice courteous thing to do. You really want to be on camera, don't you? So yeah, we had to wait for the plane to disembark and then get cleaned, and then we could go on. The funny thing with Ryanair, it seems to be, I was a priority boarder for no reason. We didn't pay for it. It just came with the ticket that we purchased, and it seemed to be that pretty much 90% of the plane was priority boarding. So the queue for priority boarding was about 10 times the size of the non-priority boarding. I don't know what the difference is, but yeah, if you think you got priority boarding, you don't. You're with the masses, with everybody else, and people are walking to the front of the queue thinking, well, hang on, I'm priority. And so, well, sorry mate, priority is 100 people back over there. We're pleased with done Rome. We would probably want to do it again when I'm a bit more mobile, a bit more healthy, because I think it would be a very more enjoyable, different experience. But I say we can't fault it. We did have a really good time. The kids had a phenomenal time, especially in the pool. Things like Pompeii and things like the Colosseum, it's fun for them to see, but it isn't really a kid-friendly activity, really. So they're just mooching around, wandering around, looking at the sights, and I think it's slightly more enjoyable for me and Karen to see the history and to understand what happened and how it happened in certain places. And I said before I left that things like the Spanish Steps and Chubby Fountain, it'll be get your tail out of camera. It will be a case of get there, take a picture, quick video, and move on, which is pretty much what we did, because the kids weren't interested in looking at the Chubby Fountain for half an hour or being around. We wanted to get there, see it, take a picture, go and get an ice cream somewhere, make it enjoyable for the kids, because obviously at the end of the day we're doing this for the kids. Yes, Hobbs, hello. But I think the cats have missed us. Yes, hi. The 2 boys, male cats, Harry and Snowball, are upstairs sound asleep. I think they're enjoying having Joseph upstairs. Joe's off school today. He got quite badly sunburnt by the pool yesterday, so he doesn't feel too great and he's in a bit of pain. Being autistic, he does struggle with certain things, and putting sun cream on for whatever reason, the process of doing it, the feel of doing it, the application, he doesn't like it. So yeah, he did get rather pink yesterday. So we've decided that moving forward he'll wear a swimming top rather than just swim shorts, just to help protect him a little bit. But yeah, he's upstairs wallowing in a little bit of self-pity, but he's okay. But it's good to be home. I've always said, no matter how great it is to go away, there is no better feeling than getting home, sitting on your sofa, putting your TV on. I had a beer in my hand last night and it just felt good to be home, especially after a long travel day. We did Orlando last year, and obviously that's a much longer travel day, and you'll be up a day and a half effectively. So going somewhere close in Europe, only a couple of hour flight, and then we have to get the car, drive home. As I said on the start of the videos, we pay for the meet and greet, and when we got back, you hand over your code. They tell you roughly where your car's parked, and my car was parked literally by the entrance of the meet and greet, so it was literally 30 seconds from the reception to where the car was. I always find that when I park in these places, the only downside of valet parking and meet and greet parking, things like that, I'm just over 6'2", I'm not overly little, so I've got the car set up obviously to be comfortable for me and to fit me in. It always seems to be that the people that park the cars or move the cars are at least a foot shorter than me, because whenever I get in, the seat is right forward and it's been raised up, and it's the only downside. Everyone that moves these cars seems to be a lot shorter or smaller than I am. I'm back at work tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. I've been away for nearly 10 days now, and before I went away, I was really struggling with my back and hip and knee and ankle. I feel a bit better now. I think resting up yesterday, not really doing that much, and then the flight home, I feel better now than I did a week ago for varying reasons. So yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine for tomorrow and getting back into the swing of it. We are away again in about 6 or 7 weeks, only into South Coast Dorset in the UK. It's why I went on holiday as a kid. We used to go down to Swanage because it was a couple of hours from where we lived. It was, with 6 of us in the car, it was a nice jaunt away. We're heading down to something called Weymouth, which I've stayed at before. I love Dorset. I love the south coast of England. It's one of my favourite places in the world. We've travelled all over the world, and I personally can't beat somewhere on the Dorset coast and down to Cornwall as well. I love that sort of location. So not exactly the same sort of thing what we've just done. There'll be no volcanoes, no mountains, no Roman ruins, but there will be fun things that we try and do, and we'll see a bit of family while we're down there as well. Thank you so much for watching the videos. It means the world to us. I know it's amateur, I know it's basic. There's a million people out there that do it a lot better than me, but this is all about the kids looking back in years to come. Mobile phones get lost, photos get lost, but putting videos on YouTube, they can look back in 20 years time and see what we got up to and how we did it. And that's, as I said before, the reason why we're doing all of this now. So again, thank you for coming on the journey. I hope you enjoyed it, and look out for Weymouth in a couple of months' time. Cheers, guys. Bye.